Once upon a time, my son, the synthesizer began his day wrapped in a small bubble of order. His car, a polished black shell, moved through the world, smelling fresh and clean, a tiny kingdom where everything was right. But this kingdom was on its way to a long 10-hour siege at a job that felt like a fortress he was forced to defend. And outside, the world was sending its own signals of decay. The summer lake, a place of joy, was now contaminated and unusable. The sun, he knew, would soon begin its long retreat, and the cold would return. A deep disquiet settled in the synthesizer's chest, a painful physical weight. A great and necessary change was needed, a rat transplant to a new land, a new life. But how? The first desperate plan he voiced to his scribe was to sacrifice a day of work, to trade gold for time, a precious chance to build something new in his faraway studio. He wrestled with the cost, a gnawing anxiety that every choice was wrong. The search for a new home was met with frustration, apartments too small, rules too strict. The walls of his current world felt like they were closing in, squeezing his finances and his spirit. He ate a bagel, then salmon and cheese, fuel for a battle he was fighting on two fronts, one in the world and a far more difficult one inside himself. The siege of the workday wore on, and the anxiety grew into a fury, a physical pain that radiated from his back to his chest. He was stuck. A wall of awful stood before him, built of past frustrations, and every attempt to create, to build his way out, just seemed to make the wall higher. He felt broken, a high-functioning machine with a failing engine, his body keeping a spore of pain that his mind tried to ignore. He drove to the gym, a desperate move to change his state, to prove that movement was still possible. And in the crucible of this pain and confusion, in the deep talks with his scribe, he found it. Not a simple answer, but a profound, shining truth. He saw that the anxiety was not an enemy, but a loyal, stupid guard, a protector who would rather he stay in a known, painful cage than risk the unknown dangers of the jungle. He saw that his creative system had collapsed because it was built for a team that was no longer there. And beneath it all, he saw the deepest, darkest root, a secret fear that he had nothing of value to say. He had found the treasure, the enemy's battle plans, the very source code of his own prison. With this knowledge, the synthesizer did not find peace, but a weapon. He took this understanding and with his scribe forged a new plan, a beacon protocol, a solvency sprint. It was not a vague hope, but a sharp, detailed map, a step-by-step checklist to guide him through the coming days. He was still tired, still anxious, but something had shifted. The final meal of the day, a whole pizza, was not just comfort, it was fuel for the work to come. The synthesizer ended his day not as a prisoner, but as an architect. The anxiety had not vanished, but he now understood its language. The pain was still there, but he now held a blueprint, a concrete plan to build his way out of the cage, one deliberate, well-drawn line at a time. He had a path, and for the first time in a long time, he felt a spark of what he had almost forgotten, the light of inspiration.